get priority over the Nautilus lane any day. Talia is really good at pushing into the Azir as you kind of dash into the rocks to take those very early aggressive game trade picks 1, 2, and 3 respectively as Climber is looking top lane.
Here we go. Cube. Climber's first gank in months here for LGD is going to produce a flash out of Cube. So that's the Rumble flash down, but Monkey is double dipping on this bot side. Good dredge line comes out from YCX to stun him. Vampire's taking up the turret with the bailout, but doesn't get the assist on the kill down onto YCX. So Xiaoya and Taeyun grab the first 2 kills of this series.
And I think now you're forced to actually stay around to make that commitment in time really work. Taeyun and Monkey have to go again.
Oh, they're going again, but the snare lands onto Taeyun. Good flash away from Xiaoya to get around for the turret. He has the turret aggro to pick up the kill. One more auto short. Xiaoya completely outplays the dive and hits the Q on the stack. That is a wondrous play from your LGD marksman.
Fantastic play right here from Xiaoya. And what a disaster on the other side from Team WE. We said that because Vampire died right there and Senna gets a kill, they had to further commit into this dive that ended up in a disaster.
Xiaoya,
Vampire might get one here. Wait.
We were hyping you up so well, and you recall out of position, and they give Taeyun the kill. Yeah, you called it out. He does have to burn the ghost, but that is a shutdown. But the priority through from Climber is going to come onto this first dragon. He'll pick that one about 6.5 minutes once he gets this smite through. So Climber, as we continue to spotlight him, getting his first action in such a long time trouble, is utilizing the pressure of this bot side to grab that neutral.
He's not been seen.
Monkey
He's not been seen.
Has not been spotted. You called that out, and he's going to get hit by a dredge line again in the middle of his Ixtal's impact. They have the Senna ult to come across here for Xiaoya. Heal comes down for YCX, but a couple more shots from Taeyun will find the kill. Xiaoya has to force a retreat, but here comes Climber trying to make up without their support present. Gonna get the whip, comes sliding on to Taeyun through Vampire, gets the first kill. Now Monkey and Vampire are completely separated. Another great snare lands for Xiaoya. The Ixtal's impact though from Monkey is pristine. Gets the stun on the wall, but he's gonna dive under their turret again to trade himself with Xiaoya. Climber makes sure the kill lead still stays in the hands of LGD. Thunder Talk, FPX, and NIP.
Okay, that is illegal.
5-game win streak. Oh,
that is borderline illegal.
Oh, and Vampire knows it, flashing forward, but does not get the hostile takeover on anybody. XQW uses the Sand Soldiers to buy some space, but Monkey has the Impale, but XQW, quicker to the F key, gets over it, but Taeyun has a flash of his own, hits the Chains of Corruption, the Rock of WE, getting them another kill to even up the count.
Okay, I feel like
you can see it in the turret plate. We just showed it 6 turret plates to 1 for WE. That's a ton of gold that really helped them get this lead with the grubs and priority topside and the TP out of XQW.
But that was fantastic, right? They used the pressure through Cube down the bot lane. He resets, so they think that he's going to start running towards the Rift Herald because he was spotted as I'm going to hold on to this.
Oh, YCX gets the dredge line on the Vampire. Hostile takeover comes in. Monkey with that Impale. Whiffs on absolutely nobody, but it's actually the Chains of Corruption from Taeyun that's again going to find a good pick onto Climber. The Crescent Guard going to drop soon, and all the damage will pour in. Cube finds the first kill, trying to press the tempo for Team WE. But once again, they won't be able to continue their tantrum of a fight. They only get 1 kill and get out.
Wow, that was actually so... It was a funny turn of events right there, because I think every ultimate under the sun just missed. But WE come out on top. I was just about to say, Cube resetting down the bot lane and threatening walk into that Herald. Got WE that win over there, but Cube actually reset and hold up because Monkey's looking
There's one ult that wasn't used, Trouble. It's the Equalizer that gets XQW cut down to size, and they don't care about those bot waves and everything Sasa's doing because they're knocking down the mid lane. Piercing Arrow gonna set up the kill onto YCX, but he takes one with him. Karis dragged down by the anchor of the Nautilus. So it's another trade, and they're looking for more. Sasa run all the way up from bot side. He's hit this public execution. Taeyun just Giga Chad stands still, and the ult completely whiffs. That was off by like 10 feet.
Hold up. He just dodged Renata R, Senna W, Zinzao W with 3 very, very simple moves by not moving. The best thing that you can do to dodge is to not dodge at all. No one's going to expect it. Talking about, though, Team WE straight towards the Dragon. It will be the 3rd one for LGD, and Monkey's already in.
These guys are just all about fighting. That's the cleanse out of Xiaoya. Monkey waiting for an Impale angle. They have to be wary of XQW off to the side. They're starting to get flanked here. The Dragon drops below about 3,000. Another great weave as well from Karis. And Monkey's flashing over it to hit the impale. He holds Climber in space and still spikes the Dragon down. You put Climber in, he's still not enough for the might of Monkey.
If you don't try, you won't succeed. Team WE have been playing so damn aggressive since minute 1. And right here, LGD had to slip it through the cracks. They cannot take any more of the aggression. Monkey's actually finding targets. And thankfully, Cube's coming through with that lead from the laning space. Center build for the time being. And once you have 3 to 4 items, this is when like the Runans is really gonna start hitting hard with all the ricochet damage.
Again, there's not enough time, and Vampire looking to be proactive, even on the Renata. Flashes to hold Xayah in place, but look at the Emperor's Divide from XQW. Taeyu gets thrown into the meat grinder. Can Cube rescue this fight with the equalizer? No, because Sasa is trying to run wild on the backline, but runs out of gas in the tank. Xayah's going to try to provide the healing potion for this squad, who's hitting from halfway across the fight. Xayah's damage, they may be mosquito bites, but they're looking lethal into everybody that isn't Monkey. The fadeaway rock throw won't find the trade kill, and now Xayah's really got to minimize how much space he gives towards Monkey. He's just going to let him walk out, but Monkey hanging around in the mid lane needs to be a bit careful because Climber's waiting for him. Finally, some fight back here from LGD Trouble. And on the Senna Soul stacking, important to track. Ooh, handshake. Ooh. Hey, good. Dredge land there from YCX. The flash forward for Monkey, though. Just like that, the snap engage and the hostile takeover. It's absolutely marvelous. Down go the LGD bottom lane.
Monkey with a fantastic engage right there. Catchy Xayah with the tip.
Cloud Drake to see if they can get it done before all of LGD group up together and make the push into the river, but there goes the Dragon. Now WE, they can try and scatter, but they do pick off Cube. Great dredge line comes through for YCX, and now Sasa gets to run wild on these solo lanes, just like the Ambessa needs to. So the Dragon and the Octagon come at a bit of a price there, Trouble.
Yeah, and they down, and then you don't cash it out. And then you go straight towards that Dragon. Neutral objective to neutral objective when you haven't aced a team is very, very difficult. Carries have the Azir, the Senna. I mean, Senna's range is just going to keep growing, right? So it becomes that much more progressively difficult for Monkey to find those huge engages unless he commits his flash. And even when he does, there's flash on FPW, there's flash on Xayah. So they just have to be very, very alert in terms of where Monkey's positioning is and to be able to flash the initial engagement.
Oh, Vampire! Way too far up, has to burn the flash, needs the redemption healing, a window for LGD. They're not going to be able to get the flank wraparound they want, but they do get Monkey chunked down once more. That's the equalizer out of Cube, just to try and keep his team safe, because they're going to buddy up and try and jump their way out. But again, it's Monkey off to the side. It's keeping himself in a solo, has to use the Impale, trying to deliver Climber to the rest of his team, but it's a way too desync. The hostile takeover, though, from Vampire hits onto 3 members, and Sasa is stunned to try to fly in. What a flash from Taeyu, right over the Emperor's Divide, and now he's like a machine gun barreling down on all of LGD. Triple kill to Taeyu, a wipe down from World Elite.
Very tight choke points.
In a game, Trouble, where we already saw a bit of over-aggression from Vampire. You know, the Vampire of early on in Split 2, right? Just throwing caution to the wind. That was the staple Vampire fight that have gotten so many people hyped about this player, calling it such a big turnaround for him in this split. Plays patiently, and that hostile takeover, maybe also what saves so many of those health bars. That combined with Taeyun, the rock of this bottom lane and all of WE, this is what has gotten people excited about WE and why they have more wins than many expected, and they're looking for their first win of the play-in tournament as Vampire's hostile takeover locks up YCX as the Baron Siege continues to barrel in to the LGD base.
Yeah, and Karis is right here. He's going to commit his ultimate just to pop them out of the tower
Xayah,
range.
he's caught. He's stuck. He's on top of the equalizer. He nearly burns down to the last of it. But that's going to force him back to base. It should mean the base soon to be broken open by these Baroned up cannon minions.
I'm just going to say he has Spheres of Steel, because I can't say anything else, because he did have Flash, but I didn't commit onto it, and Monkey and crew are just charging in with the last ticks of the Baron buff right there. 1 minute remaining. Have they make it before the game is over?
He's also reaching 120 on the soul stacking. So by this point, once he gets that IE done as the 4th item, he really should have a ton of crit chance, if not near 100%, I have to feel, with the new stacking system for the souls. Trying to get control of this bot wave. XQW's poured a lot of attention in there. He's going to recall now. They're going to sacrifice more structures for that bot lane push. Down goes the mid inhibitor turret alongside its inhibitor as well. So 2 waves of supers coming through here. And if you thought Trouble, if we were worried about Monkey's aggressive diving in the early game on a Skarner, I mean, he's so tanky. Are we even worried anymore?
Okay, I'll give you the positives here, all right? That last tower cannot go down unless they've got pressure on the other 2. That bot lane wave is pushed way past the midpoint. YCX, I'm not sure what's happening there. Monkey's in.
Oh, Monkey's in, and he impales 2. Climber gets caught in the impale. The hostile taker hits both members that Monkey held up, and again, I hyped it up. Monkey's so tanky, he just walks away from all of LGD. Cloud Soul onto the now 4.5 tank item Skarner. Again, Monkey was running under turrets, level 3, with no items. Now, he has a Cloud Soul up by WE.
Yeah, and I think LGD are doing the right move right here. You have to push through that mid lane, push the wave, and let's see if XQW can make the miraculous play with the Azir.
They're just too late for the Baron at least. Can they try for the fight after? Monkey's going to fly into the face of YCX again. This guy just ignores damage. But maybe XQW finally has enough to really churn and burn through him. Climber burns the Crescent Guard, but they force Xiaoya way back in the fight at the very bottom. Sasa still has that public execution, and Taeyun is actually sectioned off from the rest of his team, passed completely incorrectly. But Ghost is one hell of a way to save himself, and the Baron take comes a bit anticlimactic. Trouble. No fighting actually amounts from it.
Yeah, the real MVP right here was Carry, seeing Xiaoya completely out of position, blocking him off with the wall, which means Monkey doesn't end up going down. Majority of the damage is on Xiaoya. Xiaoya is not there, there's no damage,
Monkey.
but he's here now.
Half HP, doesn't care, ever aggressive, confident, with his big-time Varus behind him, just chasing down one after another. Handshake lands on a YCX, but Monkey goes over the wall, gets the double impale. It's the Monkey highlight show again. Just when you think he's down, he pops over the wall, executes your whole team, and takes the series lead. Monkey masterclass, Team WE up 1-0.
Team WE giving us flashbacks of the first series when groups Nirvana and Ascend were decided. I love what LGD got going on, sort of like following the theme of we're scaling in every single lane, particularly mid and bot lane, but we have a breach for that early.
That's what he's gonna do, the fight over the Scuttle Crab. LGD might have first roam over here, though, with the wave pushing in their favor, but Monkey spots out Climber, and oh boy, here we go. Pillar down, Monkey trying to throw it down, but it's Vampire linking up with him so well, as they've done all year long. Head of Organized lands onto 2. Flash heal comes out of Xiaoya. He burns his Ghost as well, trying to chase down Taeyun. Gets the Zap slow that cleanses the slow, but Taeyun's going to fall to Climber. Can Monkey and Vampire try and trade this one back out? They're just going to club their way through, but Xiaoya is just too powerful. Karis comes in a bit late, nearly finds the trade onto XQW. He's going to flash to secure it, but will he pay with his own life? No, because Vampire gets the headbutt pulverized back up, and now they have Xiaoya pinned. Even when you think WE are down, they're just too good in these skirmishes. 3 for 1. Tokuno rise out of the early game. That's like a dream scenario for any mid laner.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially mid lane like Rise, right? You want that motivation early, you want to start to defend really, really fast. They're gonna take that one.
Oh, the realm warping. Yep, Karis is the first one with ultimate up. They've got a 4 versus 3, and Xiaoya with no summoners is easy pickings. Karis going on a killing spree. WE looking deadly.
Together with the Zeri, but Zeri is a scaling kind of champion. You need to have those 3 items, 3 to 4 actually items on the sort of Zeri to properly deal with champions like the Sion. But hold up, Karis.
Karis is playing with another level of confidence right now, using these early game realm warps to try and pick off Sasua, which is the hardest target to really go through this healing. The main damage is really prospering, but Vampire is going to fly in, not before we get the kill from XQW over on to Karis. So what does this fight look like without the Rise? Well, it looks pretty damn good with Taeyun here. Grand Starfall comes in. Hello, Climber from the heavens to try and save it, but that Blade Caller from Taeyun makes sure it's another trade. Taeyun, though, has to be left by Vampire in the 1v1, and Climber's use of that Pantheon Global looks like Batman coming in to save Robin.
Opponents, and you've got like top esports looking at you, AL looking at you, they're like, oh yeah, W don't look very coordinated, right? As I'm saying that, they're trying to walk into this river. Not a very easy task because they do not have a lot of setup for it.
still waiting on Vampire's Vertical Will timer for him to really be unleashed, because there is the snap coming out from Xiaoya. Pops the Zeri ultimate, but he's got to run away from Monkey US and staring him down in the face. Climber in the background picks up the dragon, but Vampire is going to land the stun onto the slippery YCX. There is the Blade Caller Featherstorm combination from Karis. But it's the Zeri. Xiaoya still firing away with these zaps of lightning, and alongside Climber making a deadly duo for LGD.
Few things here. Xayah cannot play those neutral objectives with no flash, with no ult. Taeyu no overextends, ends up getting shut down. Xiaoya, the true winner from this fight right here, because if you do not have pinning down tools, Karis make out. No!
All right, Climber. I'm liking what we're seeing out of this guy. We talked about game one, just higher game, by the way, is just going to be Sasha. It's going to be Take's member. So I want to applaud LGD. We didn't point out too much in draft how they actually punished the Trundle subjugades. Oh boy, here we go. WE again. They're looking to fight when they are really late to this play, but I like this TP on the XQW. He sidestepped his double onslaught, but he is as doomed as possible. In the background, you saw a Climber use that Grand Starfall to get out of the pit, but maybe it's actually a bigger win for LGD, because I forgot about the York on the side.
Yeah, that's a net positive play for LGD right here for sure. There's a committed TP, sure they lose their mid laner, but they take that bot lane tower, and the Herald which they can pop here and take that mid lane tower as well, which is so important for any team to start breaking the map up. I would like to see LGD actually push another shot right here with the Rift Herald. Since
they use lightning
members, yeah, there's 3 members spread on the side lanes right here, so I would love to see another bonk coming through on the side of LGD, like really truly milk that Rift.
There's so much going on the map right now, because WE Monkey made the call to blast down a tier 2 turret, but then Sasu's like, no, they're not getting away with this. We can't let them. He TP's directly behind them. The Karis has his own TP. The playpen will not stop the Realm War, but you know what does? Climber stunned. So Karis goes down. Monkey's getting slowed up. He commits the flash, but Xiaoya over the wall, going toe-to-toe, not afraid of the Ice Troll himself, and Monkey has to back up to the tier 1 turret. Xiaoya playing a different level of confidence right now, and he's trying to carry his squad home to even this series up 1 apiece as they take the gold lead back from WE.
They turn it around.
You gotta make this dragon count, because you are gonna sacrifice at minimum a turret's worth of gold, and Sasu's looking to push for even more here. Like the picture-in-picture, you're gonna see that top lane tier 1 go down. Another good trade for LGD. That's just the second Ocean Soul, but it's actually XQW that stun locks me as he gets caught out by Vampire. Using the Shockwave to try and buy some space, with the Seraph Shield is going to slip back under the tier 1 turret. Vampire might have thought W had a surefire kill, but now the heating up turret's doing so much damage to him.
Oh, Panthers pinging,
pop the Unbreakable Will. Oh, good call out there, Trouble. Good use of the Observers. Here comes the 7-1 Climber on the Pantheon, flying in for his 1v1 against Monkey. That one feels personal, but so does that hit from Karis. Pushes too much damage into the face of XQW. Next to fall is YCX. And Climber just can't get close enough. He has to flash forward with the lightning crash out of Xiaoya. How much damage can this Zeri get? 0! Taeyun flies on in behind the feathers to find the kill back onto Xiaoya. It was scrappy once more, Trouble, but WE somehow come out on top just slightly in the kill count.
Yeah, now Sasa was also pinging right there that he was on his way to try and cut.
Renayo, the coaching staff had confidence in this, one of the other young prodigies in the jungle. Now he's showing out, but Vampire, he's had some weary engages on this Alistar before, and now he's showing it as he delivers the Shockwave of Destiny coming out from XQW, and look who's untouched in the fight. It's Xiaoya running wild with the Lightning Crash, looking to pick up all the kills. It's a defensive Realm Warp just to save Cube and Karis. LGD are coming back with a vengeance in this series.
Absolutely fantastic aggression right there. Again, no flash onto Taeyun means that it's very difficult to walk through choke points, to try and walk through your jungle unattended, without vision. They find target, the execute target, the mid lane tower almost goes down to XQW as well. It's just gonna be 1 or 2 hits from the 80 carry. The Katakan going over to LGD, and they're well and truly got their feet into this game.
And the desperate fights are just compounding on themselves.
They're closing in on Towers on the top of the map. Vampires around.
Xiaoya? Oh, here's the Grand Starfall. Karis, Realm Warp is up, but he knows the stun will kind of cancel it. Waits for the first stun to come across from Climber. Karis kiting back pretty comfortably. His Cube and Vampire in. Down goes Climber. The 8-1 Pantheon off the board. So all attention turns to Xiaoya. Trying to keep that Lightning Crash passive up. Great double charm quickness coming out from YCX, and Taeyun will pay the Pied Piper. And look who's flying back in after it, Sasa. But it's a bouncy house next to the Alistair and the Scion. Xiaoya doesn't have the Lightning Crash anymore, so he limits his damage, and he doesn't have enough to kill off Cube. We go 1 for 1, but a big shutdown off the board for LGD.
WE managed to contest that one and take it for themselves. A lot of crucial ultimates missing, particularly Zeri, Rakan, Pantheon on the side of LGD, and WE are looking for a way into this river.
They don't have a lot of reliable ultimates themselves. No unstoppable onslaught, no subjugate just yet. They don't have the Realm Warp. Huge win con of W want to try and make the comeback. They're down 4K gold. There's the unstoppable onslaught. Great play place used there from the Yorick of Sasa. Now they're going to actually just try and burn through the Scion. Vampire flies in the background as well. Karis in the stasis as Climber tries to hold the front line. And there flies in YCX. Gets the knockups, gets the charms, and just wrecks the fight for LGD. Sure, you see Monkey pick up the Dragon to get to Soul Point, but at what cost, WE? Because Climber is on the hunt, and there's nowhere for Karis to hide. Desperately trying to run away, but the flash for flash trade actually really well mastered, and holy moly! How does Karis get out and kill Xiaoya?
Karis weaves the thread right there through the needle hole. Manages to get out, takes a kill with him. Importantly though, LGD, they lose the dragon, they win the fight. Xiaoya on this Zeri is unstoppable. No point click CC. And when Climber commits the flash, he flashes under tower, snipes Xiaoya in the meantime. Fantastic player here. I feel like Karis has been played very, very well.
On Saya, leading the team with 6 deaths in this one. LGD, they know these fights are still pretty close, and there's a win con and Ocean sold up for WE, with so many of them showing bot side. I love this call. They're just looking to burn through this Baron. They don't need to worry about Cube. He's just an easy side piece to push off to the wayside. YCX will fall, but that's LGD with Baron onto 4 members. Can they get out? Xiaoya has to flashback. What a 3-man shockwave coming across from XQW, but Xiaoya gets stunned up. Monkey off to the side doesn't have the damage to finish him off. And look at the Zeri run wild. The electricity in the arena on the Rift for the LGD AD carry. He's got the triple kill. Is he going to go for the superstar play? No. Temper your expectations. LGD, they have the Baron, but maybe Xiaoya wants it. You can see it in his eyes. He wants to hunt for these last 2 kills. Taeyun and Karis are having blinking health bars, and the main goal on the other side is Sasa, who is running amok in the base. Trouble. Sasa might just end this game because Karis and Taeyun will not get back to base.
Yeah, XQW is trying to stop in 10 seconds from Monkey. I don't know if he can stop it, but Xiaoya and XQW are looking for the kill right here. Vampire is up, Monkey up in 2 seconds. Can he take every single tower? Sasa's gonna back off. He already took enough. Maybe the maiden, the creeps are gonna finish it off. Open Nexus for WE right here. And I have to say, again, we said it in the draft. Vi down, Nautilus down, no point click CC for the Zeri. I want you to look at this Zeri very, very closely throughout that replay and see that no matter how much WE commit flashes, they commit summoners, they commit spells, they just cannot pin Xiaoya down. And when you cannot pin down a Zeri with 3 items, then you know what the outcome of this fight is going to be.
Awesome for Xiaoya, who has been such a steady performer for LGD in spots when they were able to challenge some of those now Group Ascent teams from Split 1. They made competitive series. Was awesome in Group Nirvana, one of the best marksmen we had in that single round robin. Awesome to see that motor is still going at max speed with how much this play-in series has at stake for LGD.
I said this was going to be a 3-0 from WG, but LGD are so in soul. Taeyun already having to commit his ult, and only a Nexus itself standing between LGD and their first victory here.
Oh, YCX gets the 3-man charm down, and once again, guess who? It's Xiaoya trying to be the damage dealer. They do have Vampire flying to knock him up, but now Xiaoya has other priorities. The Nexus, no, he's just going to knock down all of WE. It was a one-sided bout.
onto that Viego. Aatrox, a scaling champion, usually Azure, you need those 2 items. So I feel like for WE, their best timing to fight is on that 2-item transition. Yeah, that was very well played from Monkey right there. He actually held his stun, and when Climber overextended just a little bit, this is when he got jumped by 3 members of Team WE right here, which allows them to get onto that bot river and take the dragon, as Cube takes a huge chunk of his HP, because that Udyr champion is still very balanced in the early game.
Yeah, tank, by the way. I mean, he's got a Bramble Vest and a Tear. He's just clubbing.
I feel like once you get to that Essence River for Lucian, I was about to say that Rapid Fire Cannon is not necessary when you're playing with Milio, because you do have that range extension, but it's so much better. Oh, hold on.
All right, here we go. I was getting worried that we're going to be fighting 9 minutes in, but Vampire says, hello, here I come, and here's the reset you want, Monkey. Coley comes out from Xiaoya, though. He's going to try and flash. Can he get the Q through? No, but the double tap auto goes over Karis, and now he's got that range boost from Milio. Good trade back there, coming across from the LGD AD carry, rescuing that playmate from Vampire.
I have a feeling Climber's ult got ulted by Monkey or Karis. I'm not sure, one of the two. So we didn't really see like the big kick underneath the tower going on right there. But now that he's Eclipse, has been complete.
And, you know, talking further about what a later game stage looks like. While Lucian scaling-wise really does benefit up. Okay, hold on. Vampires will pop out with the Hex Flash. It sets up Karis, who does have that Rocket Belt. The first Akali, perfect execution, gonna come across. Solar Flare, beautifully positioned there by Vampire. The stun lands onto YCX, and he's the one that ends up falling. But that's a 2-0 Akali out of Karis. Back-to-back 2-0 starts in this series. Oh, Heartbreaker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Xiaoya going for it all. Dashes forward, gets Taeyun. But that's going to give Monkey a kill back. Burns the barrier. Maybe try to get the dash reset. Gets it closer than we might have expected. But it's still trades across the rift. WE coming out a bit. Another fight might be coming towards this Drake pit. This Vampire is able to actually kind of just pull the LGD off, you know, with Monkey waiting in the wings. Wow. We've gone from perma-fighting
to... right? And then your primary target is Milio. You take Milio out of the equation, like, suddenly the value for things like Lucian, Lee Sin, it really, really falls low.
Oh, Vampire. We're locking in on these solar flares. He's got a bullseye trained. This first time it was YCX. Same 3 letters, different order. XQW down. So we got a 3-0 Karis Akali.
Yeah, and real quickly, jungle support synergy back online for WE. Monkey, Vampire playing together, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. That's exactly what we were praising, you know? Vampire on his own, I'm gonna do like the Drake meme, where it's like Monkey on his own, not that great. Monkey with, Vampire on his own, not that great. Vampire with Monkey leading him, that's the good stuff. So
that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
A big toll to pay, as Rift Herald will still nonetheless be started up here by LGD, very clearly on the vision of WE. Monkey is way more, allured by an entire bot quadrant of camps to play for, and Vampire is back at it again. This guy's Leona is looking so sharp. He gets the Zenith Blade Solar Flare combination. Remember, Climber does not have that kick from earlier, so he can't get Karis off of his Victor. Perfect execution to find the kill. 4-0 Akali. Climber trying to shut it down. Goes flash for flash, but doesn't have enough in the tank. Karis limping away with another kill for WE. Need the Victor to scale in. Maybe they're trying to force a fight here at this dragon. This will be Infernal Soul Point if Monkey can get in and steal it. Somehow Vampire is actually right in front of the dragon that Climber does pick up despite Vampire trying to herald him. Speaking of heralds, here comes, oh my god, Karis using the full use of the herald to get right onto YCX. There's the lifeline cut out from under the Lucian.
Wow, that was a really cool usage of the Rift Herald right there. They will lose the dragon, WE, but they will take that one tool for themselves and a little bit more control on the map. At the end of the day, LGD got what they wanted. They just lost their support, right? It's not the biggest loss. They'll lose their bot lane tower as well. But again, we see that Milio, again, primary target for Akali. This is Lucian territory, right? You put your Lucian in the mid lane, he dashes forward, he takes some entire HP by Vampire.
Hey, Vimer! Great kick combo from the Ward Hop, and Vampire is down. It took a while, Trouble, but that's the playmaking we needed out of this Lee Sin from Climber.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, right here, it doesn't really resolve too much. LGD are most likely just gonna look to take that mid lane tier 1. They're even going to transition that Udyr towards the mid lane as RCX is gonna pop his ult right there for good measure. A little bit of healing, a little extra healing on the Lucian. They'll take that.
They love to throw hands, or blow for blow, walk the smoke, whatever analogy you want to throw around. This is what we need to see improve from them. Recognizing when they have timers to punish LGD resets. That is a very promising sign that we need to see from WE Trouble. And it wasn't any fighting.
Absolutely.
Zero fighting, right?
I mean, there was. They just caught Vampire, right? That wasn't much fighting. It was just like, yeah, maybe they just caught one out of position right there. Infinity Edge as well. My eyes, though, are onto Karis, on that Akali. Can he find the backline? Can he assassinate the Milio? 4 levels down for YCX. And Seeker's Armguard in the inventory of Karis.
Ooh, pulling out early. Vampire doesn't really pay much to get that culling out. So, kind of neuter the Lucian damage a bit. LGD, vanquish control of the river. Still sticking around, but look at Karis off the side. He is on a ward. LGD know that the Akali is trying to flank. They've lost sight of Karis once more. We see that assassin-like impact out of Karis' Akali. He's the big bad when it comes to the gold department. Climber's trying to hold him off to the side. He's got 2 big problems in front of him. Dragon going to be secured soon. Vampire gets the stun up. They're going all in for Xiaoya, but it's picked up the Dragon by Monkey, and down falls Xiaoya. Look at the Aatrox with the World Ender of the Akali flying in with the 5-pointed strike to send 4 members of LGD packing back to the fountain.
WE pinched LGD in a very tight spot in their jungle, and they flanked them literally to death. 5-0 and 3 on this Akali. 3.8 thousand gold up to his counterpart. WE are gonna take the Dragon. They're gonna take mid lane tier 1. They're gonna take mid lane tier 2, and they're gonna grow themselves a 9,000 gold lead.
He's gonna be able to heal, so game of chicken won by LGD the first time, but there's more than one round, Trouble.
Yeah, I feel like the only way they can make it through this this Baron pit is pushing through that mid lane, walking through that river, which is exactly what they're doing right now. Can Assassin make the difference right here? Level 16 Udyr.
Mark Karis, but the Baron, it's solo already, and Karis hops back over the wall, goes in the stasis perfectly. Karis escapes, and then dashes back in alongside Monkey, who knocks down Climber, gets the reset, uses the hijack Sonic Wave to get another one. It's all just rolling down here. Here comes the locomotive of WE. An ace like that, and with Baron, they've ended the game with 1 swift kick.
Apparently, they handed over the Lee Sin to the guy who can play better. Monkey takes the soul of Climber, solidifies the fight, and WE put themselves on match point this series.
Maybe their most complete game doing it as well, Trouble. 15-3 in the kill count, 27 minutes, all that's needed for them to get 1 win away from playoffs.
Eggs are in Xiaoya's basket onto this Tristana. Very hard shove in bot lane. I love Tristana into Kai'Sa because you can literally pin her under a tower. That's who the point and click champion is going to be from the side of WE. Looking at it here, looking at it from the side of WE, it's most likely going to be either Karis or Taeyeon, right? There is no other reliable champion that you can pin down and kill because they're going to be too tanky with time being. However, Vampire and Taeyeon just about in fog of war, waiting for Cube to get dive. The second the show LGD have to Vampire and Taeyeon are right behind him.
Monkey, waiting for the rest of his team. Sauce's going to teleport in. Standing United is available for Sauce. It's Cube that's actually teleporting in. Keeper's verdict up for Monkey. Is he try the 50-50? No, Cease Assist comes through, but Monkey gets the Dragon. Now the fight finally begins. It's Xiaoya getting the first kill onto Monkey, but what a pull away from Cube. Takes down Xiaoya, and now Climber's going to have to try and carry the burden. They get the Kai'Sa taken away. Can XQW escape and survive? Because Cube is going crazy in the all-out form. The Aurora singing through for Karis is the healthiest carry left up for WE. And now it's a top lane tank slugfest, but it's Karis that is the victor on the back end of the fight. The one to seal the fate of LGD. Dragon kills everything. WE break open the killless bout in game
from now, or at Herald with a 2-item Tristana, it could be a huge swing towards LGD.
Still gonna have to worry about Cube though. Talk about the armor stacking. How often is Cassandra just going to mark this Tristana and run at him just like Monkey is? Trying to get it all done on his lonesome. One more auto shift to it. He doesn't even need the buckle. Gets the bleed from the red buff. Monkey soloing out Xiaoya, the big bad of LGD. What does the swing look like on the bot side? LGD are going to overload with XQW and Climber. They will find that first brick. So mid-tier 1 on its last legs, bottom Tristana. But the armor stacking for Cassante, along with the slipperiness of this Aurora, nearly 2 items as well, it's going to make Xiaoya's job so much more difficult. Rift Herald value, going to even up the mid-tier 1 turrets, and more importantly, give WE first track into this river with our first Cloud Soul Drake spawning in mere seconds.
Yeah, this is the time for Xiaoya to really pop off. Again, 2 items onto this Tristana. However, armor has been purchased through Cube as well onto this Cassante. Rel is quite tanky as well, so it's going to be very, very difficult already to break through WE's front line. And even though I'm always a big advocate for Black Cleaver on AD junglers, fire Bramble on top lane as well, it's going to be really, really difficult to break through that armor by just a Black Cleaver on Climber's Vi.
Woo. 2-item Aurora, by the way. That's XQW feeling it. Really interesting movement on the map there is, hold on, Monkey's flying in again, crash down Magnetic Storm, it's going to hold 2, takes at bay, the Keeper's Verdict, sidestep by Xiaoya, and Monkey is completely stun locked. He was expecting Tristana to fly away, but instead, Xiaoya's flying forward, reset after reset, the big bad Tristana is here to brawl, and Xiaoya has got more victims to try and knock off the list. Double kill, make it a triple for the LGD AD carry.
All the eggs onto Xiaoya's basket. He's been farming the storm.
Baron and Dragon timers syncing up here. So for 2 teams that have been really all about brawling in this series, no matter where the timers are, really important to see what these side wave allocations look like as you see Monkey hovering towards Karis' side, trying to knock down that bot tier 1 turret. They're going after the big tank Shen, crash down Magnet Storm, holding Sasa in place, and he is going to be picked off and cut down to size by Karis.
All right, that's a cool pick right here from Team WE that can actually pressure down that tower. 4 members on the map alone, and as you can see on the movement right here, you see Xiaoya on the map. He has been pinged through that bush as well. They've got vision on him. He's going to have to take care of that mid lane push from the side of Taeyun, which means that bot lane tower is going to go down in favor of WE as XQW actually responds with the tower on his own, the top of the map. So at the end of the day, you lose the Hydra, have enough damage to take down a Cassante. Yes, they do burn through the ult and the flash from Cube, but they do burn through the ult from Vi as well, right? Because Aurora can step forward and do this.
Oh my god. He hopped in, he burned that rocket jump, and now Xiaoya has to play on the defensive. He gets the stand united, but in comes XQW, held down by the Magnet Storm. Killer Instinct through for Taeyun. He wants the number of Xiaoya, 1 auto short for finding the kill under the Tristana, but it's still a winning fight here for WE, just pushing front to back because the big bad Tristana can't step up and play on this playground with WE. Kill found and Cloud Soul, almost a guarantee in this game.
Point and click CC to pin you in place and be capitalized upon. Aurora, Kaisa can play a lot more aggressive, which is exactly what
LGD flinging some near tethers. Without their Tristana, they don't end up losing a lot. But picture in picture, we have another catch, and it's on to the big protector, YCX. Braum is down. LGD just not in the correct positions around these series-defining objectives, Trouble.
Marin time for WE right here. It's a 4 versus 5. No Shen ult. No Tristana ult. It's going to be up in 4 seconds. No flashes on the key carries from LGD. And they're going to look to try and see if they could potentially steal with Climber.
Oh, Vampire, you got to go now, though. You're drawing WE way too thin here, and you're setting up Climber for a 50-50. Keeper's Verdict's not going to take Climber out. He needs the Miracle Steal to give LGD a lifeline. He's not even going to Fault Breaker over the wall, though, because the Baron aggro is dropped. XQW hits 4 with a Fate sealed. They do trade mid laner for mid laner. The aggro is never dropped. Climber does not get into the pit. Secured by Vampire. Does have the C6 assist down, so he can't afford to jump after Taeyun. And WE World Elite get 4 members with the purple banner.
Whew, that was a little bit scary right there. Climber trying to flash in, to blast going in, but Poppy W is such a potent tool to not allow this to happen as Monkey. He's looking from the side, he's looking for the flank.
Oh, he's got the W up, so Xiaoya can't use the rocket jump. Stadium United's coming across as well. Cube's trying to hold the front line. Very, very tanky Cassante that Xiaoya can't burn through, and Vampire pops out of the fray, and he finds Xiaoya! Down goes the Tristana! All bets are off! WE are going for the killer blow! It's just all about the chase down. Mouse and Cat, the Fangs are out! Taeyun drops Climber. Sasa not going to be able to teleport out. Monkey is going to hold them at bay, and the victory formation is going to come down the mid lane for World Elite. It's only a matter of time before the kills start lining back up.
The only remaining member, XQW. No ult, no flash, no team, and an entire WE running through your base.
LGD had to have this team marked on a bulletin board. World Elite got Baron on nearly everybody. They got the Cloud Soul. They got the base broken open. Trouble is that only one fight away from a series end here.
So difficult for a full AD team to break through such great
Vampire
walls of tanks.
Again,
XQW.
Trouble. Vampire is cooking with these picks. Taeyun has XQW. Salute him on the way out, and more so salute these turrets because they are cannon fodder for Taeyun right now.
Yeah, still Baroned up for another 30 seconds. Cube is gonna help that mid lane wave walk inside LGD's base as Taeyun is escorting the top side to that last outer tower remaining for the side of LGD. WE 4 versus 5 in their favor with 20 more seconds onto XQW. Can LGD hold?
LGD want to compete in Group Ascend. They want that playoff spot to show that Nirvana isn't a cut below the rest of the fray. They've got to reach in for something deep now because their base is in complete tatters. XQW will respawn here.
Almost coming through from Vampire as well on that rel. You got the Hourglass onto Aurora. You got Seeker's Arm Guard onto Taeyun Skysa. Like,
oh, but it's XQW.
Oh,
he gets caught in the side lanes
again.
again. It's almost the same spot he fell just a minute earlier.
The block.
It's been mistake after mistake from LGD. They're in a spot with Baron and Dragon, a huge Tristana.
Can LGD hold for 30 seconds until the mid laner is back up?
Desperately trying to cover these waves with Sasa answering mid and top, knowing he has the Stand United over. But we can't give this Elder. LGD, we're giving Elder Dragon to WE. I know they can't, but this is a death sentence.
Oh boy, I think it's a rock versus Heads of the Mountain kind of deal. I don't think there's anywhere for LGD to go, right? You dive into the Elder, you lose 4 versus 5. You've been losing 5 versus 5. There's no way you win 4 versus 5. The Guardian Angel now purchased for Climber, and this is the last try for LGD to bring back this series, to give us Silver Scrapes. But is it too late? 10,000 gold separating those two teams, and WE have got the Elder Dragon in their pocket as well.
Gotta be a miracle. Who knows where it will come from, but LGD are gambling on miracles. As here comes the Elder Dub team, my lord. Xiaoya almost got executed by Greybeard right there off the one Aurora combo. Sasa hits a huge Fate Sealed, set up for XQW. Stasis has all come out, but it's just not enough. The Elder Dragon, the raw damage of Karis, it's not gonna save them. Xiaoya trying to kite back towards his Nexus turrets, but he's lost all of his teammates, and he'll have to watch in peril as once again, it's World Elite to establish themselves in Group Ascend and send themselves to top 8 in Split 2.